Hey everyone, Varun Agarwal here, your friend from bookmyMbbs.com. So today we are going to speak about a general query which all the students have. Like, should I go for long-term NEET coaching? Will I make it through the Indian colleges next year? And other topics related to this. So I'll give you just four points. What in what scenario you should go for your long-term NEET coaching, in what scenarios you should not go for your long-term NEET coaching, and what is my final take on this. Okay, so first, so I'll tell you 4 points. The first point why you should go for long-term NEET coaching is if you have missed the cutoff this year by a score of 75 to 100. So that means what, like suppose the cutoff was around 550 and your score is around 450. So there is a chance that you might get 550 next year if you put in an extra effort. So there is a chance that you can crack NEET next year. Okay, the second reason why you should go for long-term NEET is in case you had some health issues or there were some unavoidable circumstances in your family because of which you haven't prepared well for NEET this year, and you're confident that you can do it next year, then you can go for long-term NEET. Third reason why you should go for long-term NEET coaching is if you haven't qualified in NEET this year. So if you haven't qualified in NEET and still you want to become a doctor, it's not going to happen. So it's better that you take a long-term NEET coaching and then qualify to become a doctor next year. Okay. And suppose if your budget is less than 20 lakhs, so you got a score of around 450 and you're still not making it to the Indian government colleges, and your budget is less than 20 lakhs for the entire MBBS course, then you should go for your long-term NEET coaching so that you can get into government colleges in India. Now I'll tell you 4 points why you should not go for long-term NEET coaching. Suppose you have just qualified in NEET, so you might be around like 150 or 160 score this year, and with your preparation. So it is really difficult from 160 to 550. We have seen almost like 500 students who have just qualified in NEET and they went for long-term NEET coaching, but from 150, 160, they just managed to cross 200. So it is not something which is wrong in the student. It is just the basically adaptability of that 3 hours of NEET exam. Some students are really brilliant. They get 99, 98 percentages in their 11th and 12th, but that 3 hours of competitive exam might not bring out the best in them. So that doesn't mean that you cannot become a doctor. Okay, so if you have just qualified in NEET and you think that you can crack it next time, then it is really not a realistic thing what you are thinking about. Okay, secondly, even if you go for a long term NEET, the chances of you cracking NEET next year is same as what it was this year. It will be less than 2% chances for you to get into a government college in India. So you have to evaluate whether you want to spend that 1 year with continuous mental stress of studying 12 to 15 hours, and still there is no surety of you cracking the NEET next year. That call you have to take. Thirdly, there is a lot of monetary things which go on when you plan for a long-term NEET. Your parents have to spend so much money for your coaching, which can ideally be spent for your MBBS course. So you're spending a lot of money, which is like not giving you any guarantee that you're going to crack NEET next year. Okay, and lastly, as I mentioned earlier, the pressure of studying NEET again for one whole year with no surety of cracking it, and the amount of stress undergo in the second year is more than what you go in the first year. So it is not a good option to go for long term NEET if you are falling in such categories. Okay, so my final recommendation or take on this topic is, if you are close to the cutoff mark this year and you're confident that you can crack it next year, then only plan for long term NEET. Otherwise, you can use this 1 year of time in preparing for in doing your MBBS, and maybe you can spend 1 year extra in doing internship in India, which will give you an edge over others because you have more practical knowledge. So I recommend that either you go for MBBS abroad, or if you can take a private seat in India, get into the college, study, and then that 1 year what you are planning for NEET, plan it for extra internship before you go for your PG, which will be more helpful in your career and it will give you more exposure. So that is my final take on this. And if you think that you like our video, and if you want, if you have any queries, you can always put your comment in the box below and we will get back to you. And for my all other videos, you can click on the link above. I'll be always available for your queries, and I wish you a very all the best for your NEET exam this year. Hope you do great and get a seat in Indian government colleges here. Thank you.